Hi, this is Gulshan, and I am an actor. Basically, I play Gucci, the name of the character in Wakhri, and he's the main ally to the lead.
Hi, I'm Bakhtawar Mazhar. I'm a theatre and film actor, and I play the character of Paro in Wakhri.
Okay. Tell me a bit about the incident the movie is based on. Do you remember this happening? Was it like, how big of a deal was it in the country?
I do actually remember. I discovered about Kandil Baloch back in the day when she became a sensation on social media, and primarily she was majorly trolling, and the audience was parted in supporting her and also like trolling her and hating her. But I never thought that things would come to that she would be murdered by her own family, which is quite ironic because before she was discovered or trolled on social media, through her career, through her pursuits, she was like supporting her family. But the hatred that she got like through social media when she was out there and then she became like viral, I think it wasn't adjusted by her family, and that's basically what led to honor killing, and it was quite shocking to me. And I remember that I was just shocked, and I couldn't believe that just the social media could lead something as terrible as that. Yeah.
And you, how did you feel about this?
To be honest, I mean, even though Kandil rose like fire, like a big flame overnight, she became a pretty famous face in the name, of course. She was a controversial figure. To be honest, I was conflicted how I felt about her. I think that was mainly due to the media representation, the media portrayal that she was getting. Being a woman, I felt that there were things that I didn't really agree with. I mean, how she was doing it at that time. Of course, nobody was thinking that these things can get so drastic and so grave in the end. But as her story unfolded, as she unfolded as a media person, an influencer, because back in those days, being influencer was not a very common thing. So to understand where she was, what was her talent? I mean, our main problem was, what is her talent? Why is she known? Why is she doing this? So I think part of responsibility lies on us, audiences and people of society also, that we took a long time to understand somebody like her. Even today, we do not understand people like Gandhi because we are quick to judge and we are quick to dismiss and disregard and disrespect. And we all disrespected her, and we all at some point just completely thought she was trash. I'm being honest here.
And sorry to add you, and also it was the beginning of the cancel culture.
Yes, it was, and then at some point he also started talking about very prominent politicians and public figures that we respected and we thought kept it high place, and that didn't sit well with us. We thought she just it was defamation, that was she's shunning them with, so we shunned her in doing that. But how she was treated in the last days of her life, that actually stirred something in me, and I started questioning a little bit. But I feel so sorry that by the time I realized it, and by the time I actually looked deeper into it and tried to understand this character, she was murdered, and that is when it hit us all. Again, being a female myself, I felt so insecure. I feel unsafe because it was a media trial even before she died, and then she was just given the sentence, and then even after she was dead, people actually thought that the brothers or whoever had done that was justice.
They were the heroes.
And that is when it hit me hard that this is something really bad has happened in our society, because this is now paving a path for more of such incidents and more of this mindset that we are allowing in our society. So it was horrible, and I'm so glad that Iram, even though it's not entirely based on her true story, inspired, but this needed to be talked about. we needed a conversation on this, and she just opened the platform. So I'm glad this is happening.
So in general, would you say that it's unsafe to be a woman in Pakistan? Because watching the movie, this is what also both women and also to be like member of the LGBT society. Is it like dangerous to be open like that? Let's say
Yes.
in Pakistan, I don't know. How do you feel?
Be it like any marginalized community for that matter, women obviously have been subjected to a lot of violence and a lot of sort of degradation from the society. If a woman is independent and if she's brave enough and if she's like bold enough to put herself out there, she obviously garners some hate for sure. And as far as marginalized community like trans or people are concerned, although like Khwaja Sara or the trans community in Pakistan has been there for ages, since the beginning of the times, as I said, but they were never really focused through the lens of a person who is just as anybody, like they were never really humanized. They were always, we could obviously see them in media, but they were always seen through the lens of mockery, and as long as they were made fun of, it was comfortable, it was nice, and people could digest it.
Yes.
But as soon as we started putting them, we started showing them just as humans, as like normal people were like, what? Like, that kind of attitude, that still I think is there. And but the thing is, with more things coming out, the debate has started, and there is at least conversation, and there is awareness now that people there is a conversation, like people are now like they see it and they talk about it, but they also like there are pros and there are people who are just hate it.
And tell me a bit. You want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to say that as being a female, I think like any society, of course, you are never felt as safe as your male is in any society. I think in West also, in Pakistan maybe a little more. I think a lot is playing at here, because it's not just the physical safety that we're concerned about. The fact that we need validation every single day for every single thing we do, I think that is wrong. That needs to be changed. And in this film, the main character and the mother and all the women, if you see, they are, even though they have their own mind and they are very fierce and feisty, and they are willing to do anything. At the same time, if you look at it, I mean, the way it has been told, the story, why do we need validation? Why do we need permission? Why do we need to be told that we are allowed? So that is a problem.
Yeah.
And to go back to the film a bit, tell me a bit about your roles. How do you feel about your character, let's say? Let's say if you met him in real life, would you be friends with him?
Absolutely, I would be. That was the point. It was a very challenging role for me, especially like, be it any character. My prime motive with the character was to just, as I said earlier, humanize it and just feel the spirit of it. So that I just wanted to do justice with it, because obviously, like being it's a trans character, eventually he comes out as a trans. So it was really challenging, and I think I had a great responsibility on my shoulders to just to do justice with the character, and I think hopefully I did.
You've done a great job.
And you?
I think my character, it's a support character, it's not a main character, but I'm so happy that Iram and we had so many detailed conversations to understand this. We didn't want to make it a very conventional, stereotypical mother and who's completely evil and not understanding the main character. She had to have her own spine, but at the same time, she had to be this woman who was conditioned by the society. It's not something that she's doing intentionally. It's how she was raised. At the same time, this woman is very secure and feels safe because she has a relationship, solid relationship with her husband. Unlike many women in our society, who even though have power, at least within their four walls, but they do not share a good bond with their husbands. This woman is, that is why when you see the shift in her, when she understands Wakhri in the end, it is because she's supported and loved and taken care of by her husband. I think that was a very positive thing in this character. I really liked it.
And how was your collaboration with the director? How was it working for her with her?
It was amazing. It was more than amazing, actually. I got on board to the project, and right away we just went on to talking about the details of the character, building the skeleton, and just adding meat and layers. There was a lot of conversation. She was in the US at that point in time, and I was in Pakistan, Lahore. So we had like Zoom calls, and then we read the scripts. There were multiple readings, and then when she finally got in Pakistan, then we met. So like the process was quite nice, and she was absolutely amazing in allowing me to bring in my ideas, to exchange and to discuss. So it was a very participative and collaborative method that we had to craft the character, and I absolutely love the process.
For me, I think the way Aaron narrated it, and then she welcomed suggestions. I think that was a good start, because if the director is sort of giving the confidence that this is your character and go own it, be it. I think that was a very good start. And together we just thought of different little things because Paro has very limited screen time. So in that limited screen time, we want to make sure that she comes across as she has and doesn't fall in that typical TV drama category. That was a thin line that we had to maintain. And then of course Paro is grey and she's not black and white, as any woman is, as I am. So to maintain that, we had to have very subtle little things, and I think that all came after our discussions. So that way I give all credit to Iram, that she was open to suggestions and she's open to talk about things.
And during the shoot, obviously there were a lot that was going on. Obviously she had to handle the making an indie film in Pakistan especially, and raising the equity for it. It's a big challenge. And whatever she was facing on the side, she didn't let it come to me or her actors. We were very much protected, so that we could just be and do our job, and that was great. That was great.
Yeah.
Does she allow improvisation, or is she strict with what she wants from you, let's say?
She absolutely did. She did allow improvisation. As I told you, it was a very participative method. So if something if blocking a scene, some movement is not working, we would just absolutely go and explore that. What else could be done? Okay, discard that. Let's try that. So she did allow us to. There were a lot of obviously even the way I perceive that Gucci would say something, or some different words that that are more relevant to where he comes from. So she would definitely allow me to just take it along, and she wasn't really strict that oh, this word I have written, so you have to stick to that. No, that wasn't the case.
And which would you say was your favorite scene in the movie, if you had to pick one?
I think for me, in the very last, and then the towards the end of the movie, when the character just kind of gets the strength, because my arc basically completes. I'm always pushing her, my ally, to just be on her aura, and on her anger, and channel her rage and be herself. But in the end, I get that strength back from her, and I try to just walk out as trans in public, draping a sari and then just walking out in public. I think that was quite a challenging and emotional scene for me, because we literally shot it in a street which is full of crowd, and we actually got quite some natural reactions from the people as I was just walking in the street.
Okay.
It was crazy.
Yeah. For you, favorite
It
scene?
has to be, obviously, it's obvious, it had to be the scene where she puts on Wakhri's purple wig.
And that's the moment that when I cried, because it builds up as she gets shot. It builds up, but at the moment she appears on screen and she wears that purple wig, I think that made me cry in the first screen.
For me, it was very interesting, at the same time also difficult, because even though it's a very fleeting scene, but it's a big shift in Paro's character, so obviously.
And was the violence in the one your character gets hurt difficult to shoot, or?
The violence where I would get beaten
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a funny story to tell you. Like I got Friday into my shoot, I got bit by a dog. On like I wrapped my scene and I was just going home
that.
in the street. Like the area they were shooting, I had a lot of dogs, stray dogs. So I just got bit by it, and after 2 days I had that blocking. So
Whoa.
but it was fun. Like fortunately I come from I dance also, so it was choreography for me. So I think I had fun doing that. It was challenging, but like I just went on and did that.
Okay. And can you tell me a bit how is the movie industry in Pakistan right now for actors? How is it being an actor in Pakistan right now, let's say?
I think it's an exciting time. Even though we have problems that we will always have, we've always had, especially with funding and censorship. That is a major thing we are facing right now. But I think we've always had it.
Yeah.
It's only that now we are working, we feel it more. But all of our films are going through that. I think this problem of censorship, undue censorship, unjustified. I think, I mean, everybody talks about money and indie films, how big a challenge it is to make films in Pakistan. I that is there, but I think I want to talk about not being able to tell the stories that are part of society, that's stemming up from our country, our society, just because certain people sitting there think that, oh, it's too risque, it's too dangerous to tell those stories. Why are they scared? What are they scared of? So
essentially the censorship is indirect. It's not people fear and they don't do it.
people are watching everything on Netflix, and if they are watching everything in their rooms, at their homes, then why are you stopping from Pakistani content to be authentic and to be sincere and vulnerable? So, yeah.
Being an actor obviously is definitely challenging in Pakistan because like the scale of industry that we have, it's not that much. It can be compared to Hollywood or Bollywood for that matter, because they like if they roll out 500 movies in a year, we hardly have 5 movies coming up in a year. So the scale is like really small. And as performer, obviously like there's always a debate. Okay, like what kind of roles. If we don't resonate with the content, there's a lot of content, there's a lot of commercial things that are going on, which are primarily are made to earn money and get their funds back, because investors are always about like if we're putting money, we need to make money too. So if you don't resonate with the content and as performers, so it always becomes a challenging. You have to really be picky and choosy about stuff that you do. That's, I think, it's really challenging. But with the passage of time, with the new filmmakers coming in, people have more awareness now. The filmmakers are going abroad. They have more resources. They have more, links and exposure. Also, they're coming in with the learning and all of those things. And definitely, they are making better films.
Profound content, because
Absolutely.
because with each government, each political instability, they try to shape up our minds differently. So how much longer, how much can they control us? I'm worried about that. At the same time, what he's saying, I think despite everything, we are resilient.
Yeah.
And we are doing something. I think that says it all. We had 2 films here, Pakistani, at this festival. TIFF, we had 2 films. Cannes, we had 2 films. I think.
Yeah, things are looking up.
Something is moving.
Yeah, things are looking up, I guess.
Okay. Great, I guess that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank
for
you
your
so
time.
much for having us.
Okay.